Hey, did you know that the Torture Pod has merch? Yeah. Over at redbubble.com/people/torturepod, we have a whole bunch of different items that you can wear, adorn on your phone or your computer or your car to show your love for torture. We have Brazen Bull t-shirts. You can have the torture logo on a mug. Guild Array on Hat Day on a hat, if that's what you choose. Welcome to Latumba shower curtains. I mean, literally, anything you want. iPhone cases with sort your fucking life out on them. I mean, how much better does it get? And remember, all Pride merch sold, profits go directly to the Trevor Project. So you're also helping people in the process of showing your love for the podcast. So go to redbubble.com/people/torturepod. And as all the kids these days say, get your fit on, bro. I don't know if that's what they say or not. I'm not cool. The subjects of today's episode are a pair of devices that, although similar, are definitely different enough to warrant each their own show. However, it is with these two instruments of shame that we can watch the shift of the European mentality towards petty, non-violent crime. What was once reparative and focused on habit change would turn into vicious mob justice. Consisting of just a few pieces of wood and a locking pin, these tools of humiliation will travel all the way from the age of antiquity, through Europe, Asia, colonial Africa, and ending in 20th century America, to punish anyone from blasphemers, drunks, and nags, to wannabe kings, slaves, and witches. It's the tale of two contraptions. Today we give you the stocks and pillory. I'm Kevin Young.
And I'm Dan Hourigan, a dungeon master. I talk about D&D quite a lot. Get used to it. Also, God can go fuck himself.
And this is torture. Oh, this is trash.
That one's for you, Jeff, wherever the fuck your name was. I can't remember what his name was.
Oh, fuck. I had, in case anybody wants to know, I had found all of our Spotify comments after 4 years of doing this fucking show. And some of them were not so nice. But that's all right. You know, I was telling them to my wife, somebody said it was trash, less D&D nerds, stop using the Lord's name in vain. The show doesn't start till 12 minutes in, maybe some good editing, which I edit the fuck out of this show, just so you know. Yeah. But some good stuff, too. You know, applauded the research and you know, the humor. So, that's, you know. I was talking to my wife, I was telling my wife about him, and she was like, God damn. I was like, yeah, we're not everybody's cup of tea. I understand that. And she looks at me, she goes, no, you're not.
Yeah, that was kind of the point, but, like, you know.
Listen, if you don't like the show, I'll have to tell you, the majority of Earth doesn't listen to this show. Like the vast majority of the planet, of the however many billions of people on this planet, don't listen to this show. So if you don't listen either because you don't like it, that's fine. We're not gonna really notice.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. I understand that we're not everybody's cup of tea, but for those of you out there who do like what we do, thank you for listening. We appreciate it. Go on Spotify and leave a comment. Go anywhere and leave a comment. That'd be good or bad, honestly. They're all fun.
Yeah. I mean, we accept the fact that people have opinions. But at the same time, I think people need to be mindful of what it is they're actually listening to.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It's in the description. Of what this is.
Exactly.
The little trailer that we recorded years ago, we talk about how we talk about a lot of D&D and food. And we have not lied about that. We have kept that going. So,
look, we
I don't
could
know what else you want.
Make 7 different podcasts, whatever, but nobody wants to listen to 7 different podcasts. You may as well just listen to this one.
Yeah.
You get a bit of everything.
Yeah, we just roll it all into this one.
Yeah.
So, deal with it. Or don't. Don't listen to it. That's fine. Whatever. Do whatever. It is, I would like to say a free world, but some places it's not too free. But it, do with what you want.
Exactly. We'll still be here doing this.
Yeah, we will. Yeah, we'll still. Yeah, hopefully for as long as possible, depending on certain situations.
Everything.
Yeah. Well, Dan, how you doing, man?
Good. Cannot complain. Will complain. Won't complain. I don't know.
Yeah.
You?
Oh, I was doing a lot better before I read all those nasty comments.
Well.
Brought me down. It's like, should I change the entire outlook, the entire formula of the show to appease these 3 people that aren't happy with us? And I said no.
We'll survive.
Yeah, it'll all be okay. You had a good Halloween? You told me you got a lot of trick-or-treaters this year.
Yeah. An awful lot more than we expected. Wasn't an awful lot. It was quite a number of them, all right, but not. Put it this way, we got so few. We didn't get any last year because we weren't here.
Yeah.
Year before we got 6. And
Jesus Christ.
And sorry, I'm trying to think. I think it was a year before that again. Maybe we got 6 or we got 8 or something. And so, kind of happened where one year we got loads. So we bought tons of stuff in for the following year because we ran out. And then we got none the following year. Yeah. So we're what the hell? And now this year then we were kind of right, we bought a decent bit and we ran out very quickly. There was so many. So I went to the shop to buy more. And from the moment I left to go to the shop until the end of the night, nobody else came. After I went and bought a load more. So we're still working our way through it.
Just take a little baggie with you to work every day.
No, the bowl is sitting on the couch most of the time.
Oh yeah.
Dum.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah.
My stomach can't handle the candy near as much as it used to. But my wife, we make goodie bags for our kids and my son's soon to be stepson, who I guess will be our grandkid here not too long. And my parents did it, my grandparents did it. The family comes over, they get a goodie bag of different shit. And my wife made these homemade chocolates. And they were, because we had a bunch of Halloween molds that she was doing soaps and shit with.
Yeah.
And she washed them out real good, and they're food grade, they're silicone, so she made little chocolates out of them. And she packed them full of marshmallows, marshmallow fluff, caramel, and just plain Ripple potato chips.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever had a chocolate covered potato chip or not, but it is fucking delicious.
We have, in the sense that the very famous brand of, we call them crisps here. Here's Tato, and Cadbury did a thing with Tato a while back. And the problem is, Tato is cheese and onion flavour. which are delicious, but it doesn't go well with chocolate.
No, no. Cheddar onion chips are fucking fantastic, but no, I would not want that with chocolate. No, these are just the plain, wavy cut, salted potato chips.
I can get why they would be good, because salted chocolate's really good. So
she gave me one. She's like, here, I got a bunch of extra taste. Oh my God. I mean, you could only eat one before you feel the diabetes kick in. They are so rich and sweet, but they are fucking.
I can imagine you guys afterwards sitting there kind of going, how do we have so many of them left over? Only to realise she handed out all the bars of soap by accident. That would have been fucking brilliant. Imagine these kids sitting there like, oh, bubbles coming out of their mouth.
Yeah.
That's what I need for all my blaspheming.
Sure is. Nice language, guys.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Do you want us to speak in Portuguese? Huh?
I mean, just nice languages and just the English language. I understand why people would be
excellent
upset about it.
Excellent elocution. That's what it is. It was actually a compliment. It was a compliment. That's what it was. It wasn't
nice. Yeah, it wasn't sarcastic. We just assume, being who we are, that it's sarcasm, but it was actually nice language, guys.
Yeah. Was it written in italics? By
it
chance?
Was not.
Then it was a compliment. So.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
I'm taking it as a compliment. Well, thank you.
Well, I guess to get away from the banter, we don't want people starting this show 12 minutes later. Let's get to it.
Give the person what they want.
Give that one singular person. Fuck everybody else. Dan, let's take you back to 9th century France. You've been having a regular quarrel with your neighbor over the boundaries of where your land ends and theirs begins. They have constantly let their cows graze in your field, ruining your crops. So you decide to start spreading rumors about your neighbor that they have been carrying on.
I was hoping you're going to say shit. I was really hoping you could start spreading shit.
Well, figuratively, shit. That they have been carrying on an affair with a local harlot. That you've seen them late at night sneaking around behind his wife's back. After a lengthy investigation into accusations, it's found that you have been spreading false truths in order to sully the good name of your neighbor. Your punishment is swift and just. You are to be taken to the city square. You are sat down in front of a long slab of wood with several holes punched through it. The top part of the harlot. You are sat down in front of looks. Okay. The top part of the wood is lifted up, and your legs are placed in. The top is dropped down and locked as not to be moved. Now, while your crime of spreading malicious talk is read out to the growing crowd, the crowd jeers and mocks you, calls you names like liar, slanderer, and deceiver. They throw mud and trash, maybe animal excrement at you as you are ordered to sit there for the entire day and literally think about what you did.
Old fold corner.
This was the torture of the stocks. It was literally, now you're going to sit there and all these people are going to yell at you and tell you you're a bad person. You're going to think about what you did.
You're grounded, mister.
This is going to hurt you. This is going to hurt me a lot more than it hurts you, mister. But it's something we got to do. I'm going to get some of those soaps my wife made. Wash your mouth out.
At least he didn't get the naughty step like Oscar Wilde got. You know, the proper naughty step.
Yeah. Well, the old treadmill.
Yeah. Speaking of naughty, stop walking around my feet. So the cat doing the, they rub up against you the whole time. As opposed to just getting up and she jumps down. She's going to start doing it again.
Yeah. The new cat will rub up against our feet for about 30 seconds, and then she'll attack a toe.
Nice.
It's like, motherfucker, stop it. God damn. She's so adorable and so much fun, but she can be an asshole at like the flip of a coin. It's Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah. Well, we didn't have that really with the other cats. It was one of Loki is kind of like that. But Gezi and Wheezy didn't do that. They were just sweet. You'd have to be there for a long time before they decide they didn't want sweet anymore. But yeah, no. Jimmy just fucking flips on you.
It's a great name for a cat.
It's not her real name. My wife gave her a stupid fucking name. I made the mistake of telling her that she could name the cat whatever she wanted. It was her Mother's Day present. It's her cat. She named it fucking half of a Roadrunner quote. So, Beep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. She named the fucking cat Beep. It was after a cat in one of her favorite book series. It's whatever. But I just could not bring myself to call that fucking cat Beep. It's a stupid goddamn name. So I was calling her Sweetness anytime she'd come up. And Sweetness went to Jimmy Eat World has a song called The Sweetness. So I started calling her Jimmy. And then I said, well, you know what? Galactus also eats worlds. So then I started calling her Galactus. Eater of Worlds, and then I'll call her Jiminy because Jiminy Cricket.
Yeah,
I'll just
eventually
just whatever.
I call Cricket.
Yeah. Oh no, I've called her Cricket. I've called her Rickety Cricket from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Whatever pops.
I was
in
thinking.
My head,
I was actually thinking Sweet D is what you're going under, or Sweet B is what you're going with.
But anytime she's like getting into the dog
Stupid
food or doing something she's not supposed to be doing, I always go, Jimmy. Jimmy, get down! Jimmy, get out of that food!
God damn
it's
it,
a lot
Jimmy.
more fun than when my wife's like, beep. That's such a stupid fucking name. It's a sound effect, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, call the next one. Vroom!
Wham and zap.
Yeah. Or
we're just gonna get a comic book and just an old Batman comic book and read through it. That's how we're gonna get the names of the animals from now on.
Biff, Baff, Boff.
The triplets. Yeah. Anyway. So that's the torture of the stocks. But wait, Dan, your journey through the ages isn't over yet. And Al shows up with Ziggy, hits a few buttons, and sends you ahead into the future. You leap to what looks like medieval England. When you finally gaze into a mirror, you exclaim,
it's actually normal England. That's all it is.
You see that you are now an 18th century English woman by the name of Elizabeth Needham. Any of the fans of the OG Quantum Leap are loving that a little bit. Anyways, you are the owner. You are the owner and operator of a high-end London brothel that serves the, quote, highest strata of fashionable society.
Fancy hookers. Right, okay.
Pretty much. A sophisticated establishment that attracted only the wealthiest of clients. You have a few brushes with the law. 1724, you were arrested for keeping a, quote, disorderly house or brothel, which wasn't exactly legal, but with the high-end clientele, not much was done. You know, when you're dealing with the wealthiest people in town, everybody kind of looks the other way.
Yeah, and you got all that blackmail juice.
Oh, yeah.
Along with all the other juice. You know.
Well, no cameras yet, so you just got some guy in the closet vigorously drawing pictures.
Yeah. With a stone tablet.
Flintstones. However, by the 1730s, a movement for moral reform began targeting brothels more aggressively, which would lead to your arrest on April 29th, 1731. Being found guilty of keeping a disorderly house, you are sentenced. After paying your 1 shilling fine, you are taken to the town square. There in front of you stands 2 posts about 3 foot apart. Between them, 2 slabs of wood with 3 holes punched through. The top slab is lifted, and your head and hands are put in the 3 holes. Then the wood is dropped back down and locked in place. Your crime is read out to the crowd as they begin pelting you with dirt, rocks, and heavy stones. This was the torture of the pillory. Yeah, they kind of ramp it up there.
Cracking up cinder blocks.
Now, unfortunately, with the pillory, much more than stocks, it was more common for bodily harm to come to those being punished. The crowds at this time would be vicious. From the Grub Street Journal, quote, "On 5 May 1731, the noted Mother Needham stood in the pillory in Park Place near St. James Street and was severely handled by the populace." Now, this was during the first of her 2 sentence times to stand in the pillory. After she was released, she collapsed to the ground. Quote, "She was so very ill that she laid along under the pillory, notwithstanding, which she was severely pelted, and is thought she will die in a day or 2, which she did."
Hate that.
Yeah, too many hard rocks to the head.
Well, that's it. Yeah, that's what else you expect. You know, she probably got excited. You see, when she saw the pillory at first, she probably thought it was like, ye old glory hole. You know,
I have a lot of these attached to beds in the brothel.
That's it. Yeah,
but yeah, it's not near as much fun. But
she's like, "Oh, 3 of them."
Now you might be thinking, why are we covering 2 different devices? Because yes, they are similar, but definitely different enough to warrant giving each their own episode.
Because we're lazy. And we want to talk about D&D more.
I just want just
and
get
food.
these 2 things out of the way. How many times have we spoken of a method or device and brought up a similar method or device and said, but that'll get its own episode? Buried alive with a mermit, Chinese water torture, and waterboarding. There have been several. And normally, I would agree. But the reason we are looking at both of these devices is because through just these 2 instruments, you can literally watch the evolution of Europe's criminal justice system. One small town shaming turned into violent punishment. Let's start first in the age of antiquity. The earliest known record of the stocks going back to Jeremiah chapter 20, verse 2.
That's where antiques come from.
It's exactly, I believe, that's where the name comes from.
It's literally anything that's considered an antique is from then. That's why it's called antique people.
Yes, you have to go all the way back to to BC, the BCs.
Yeah. Like, so next time you're watching Antiques Roadshow, they say anything that's later, you already know. You have a heads up on the game right there, people. There you go. This is educational.
Ah, fuck. Now, Jeremiah was beaten and placed, quote, in the stocks that were in the upper gate of Benjamin by Pashur, the chief governor of the temple. Then in Acts 16:23-24, in the 1st century CE, Paul and Silas were flogged and, quote, thrown into prison. Their feet were fastened in the stocks. The Greeks and Romans used similar restraints called the sippus or pedum, which immobilized the feet of slaves or prisoners. And then, at least in Europe, it kind of just disappears in
was that
legal
kind of like
texts.
The early version of handcuffs?
Kind
the one for the prisoners?
Kind of. But it just kind of disappears in legal texts for the next few hundred years. There are a handful of reasons why, but it's mostly just it wasn't something that was getting written down. It wasn't something that they were like focused on telling you, oh, well, here are the stocks, we put these people in it for the next 100 years. It was just something that was kind of used here and there wherever it was. Yeah. But it didn't become like a real like established thing until the 8th or 9th century in England, France, Germany, and the Netherlands. King Athelstan of England in the early 900s ordered every town to have stocks for, quote, scolding women and drunkards.
Damn straight.
And through the 18th and 19th centuries, That was primarily what the stocks would be used for in Europe: blasphemy, drunkenness, fraud, gossip, and heresy.
Being a woman. Like most of
You,
these
sir.
things.
Do you have a uterus?
Yeah. Well, if I
Lock
did,
him in
you wouldn't
the
be calling me sir, would you?
Lock him in the
Not for at least another 2,000 years.
Yeah. But then in and around the 12th and 13th century, there was a systematic shift in Europe's criminal justice system. See, in the early Middle Ages, especially across Anglo-Saxon and early Frankish territories, punishment was a community affair. Justice was local, handled by the village, parish, or local court. And the goal wasn't to destroy or exile the offender, but to shame them back into good behavior, reintegrating them into the moral fabric of the community, i.e. the ducking stool, the drunkard's cloak, the scold's bridle. Meant to humiliate by means of public shame. The town coming to mock, jeer, and laugh at the victim. And this is where we get the term laughing stock. Yeah,
Told you this shit was educational. Yeah. This week we learned laughing stock. Last week you learned dead ringer. So there you go.
I learned dead ringer as
Yeah.
well. I didn't even put the two together.
Yeah.
Now the stocks consisted of two thick horizontal planks, one fixed, one hinged, each with half circles cut in to form holes when closed together. Now these openings held the prisoner's ankles, sometimes the wrists, depending on the type of stocks, but you could either just get your feet in there or you get your feet and your hands in there. One, obviously.
Your feet and your head.
Just lay you down and put one on every section of your body.
I was going to say, we tried to put his feet and his head in. We heard his cracking noise. We just left him there.
Yeah, and ever since then, he's just been going,
Yeah.
we don't know why. Locking them in place with iron hasps or a wooden pin. The frame was mounted low to the ground or on short legs, so the person sat uncomfortably or laid stretched out. Built from sturdy oak or pine, the stocks were inexpensive and easy to assemble. I mean, I wouldn't think it would take too much to build some now. It'd probably be easier. Just get a couple pieces of wood, get a drill bit, and fucking...
Yeah.
You're good.
That's it. Let's go.
Yeah. I mean, you can build a set of stocks for like $20.
Yeah.
No problem. I got lumber up here. I just need to get some hinges. I'd be fine.
Yeah, I think I have a few for my garden gate, so there you go.
Yeah. Now, statutes in many English towns specifically mention, quote, placing drunkards in the stocks till they be sober. Common in Puritan and late medieval law, someone who swore in public might spend a few hours in the stocks, quote, for the edification of others. I guess you and I would be screwed because, of our nice language. And failing to attend church, working on a holy day, or idleness could mean time in the stocks outside the churchyard gate.
You're walking down the road and you stop for a second, trying to think, and you're like, he's idle, get him! Quickly! Get him in the stocks!
I was literally sitting at a stop sign.
Yeah.
What do you want me to do? Get him!
I was thinking if I left the oven on or not, guys. Come on.
Dishonest bakers, brewers, and butchers could be placed in the stocks with a sign describing the offense like sold false measures or watered ale. We've spoken before about how bakers used to put sawdust in the bread to as a filler, and when it became a statute that bakers would get punished for doing so, that they had their bread or their rolls or whatever they were selling had to weigh a certain amount, they started throwing a 13th one in with their dozen, creating the baker's dozen. Women accused of being a scold or a nag could get the stocks or the bridle or the stool.
That never happened. You know why? Because they weren't driving back then. Out in the old horse and car.
How fast you're gonna go?
Be like, there's a horse stopping. Slow down.
The horse is stopping.
Yeah.
It's like half a mile down the road.
You're like,
It's like we're literally.
It would be okay for the next 2 hours. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you nearly
That's
killed
horse
us.
shit in the road. Go around it. Now, up until the 12th century, if a mock defied clerical orders, they could find themselves confined to the stocks inside of a monastery. Vagrants and beggars would be put in the stocks overnight before being chased out of town. The entire time, the village was encouraged to mock the sentenced. In fact, the only time anyone actually died from the stocks that I could find was when somebody was accidentally left overnight in the cold or all day in the extreme heat, or when the villagers got a little out of control and advanced from throwing mud and rotten food to throwing stones and bricks. And rarely prolonged immobilization caused circulatory problems, muscle damage, or infections and amputations after the limbs swelled or became gangrenous from hours of constriction. This didn't happen very often before the 12th century because staying in the stocks at that time was really just a 1 or 2 day thing. It's like sit there for not even a full day. So it's like sit there for a couple hours and think about what you did. I'll come get you and we'll go get something to eat later type of thing. You know, did you think about what you did? Or are you probably just sitting there crying, I'm sorry, I won't do it again, Mom. It's just shaming somebody. But it didn't really, you weren't normally in the stocks for one period of time longer than a few hours, if not overnight. So it rarely happened to where you'd have permanent damage done to you, again, unless somebody came across and like chucked a brick at your face. That might, Now, obviously, not all crime was handled this way. Murder, treason, high-valued theft, rape, kidnapping, all that good stuff would be handled in a way we've come accustomed to on this show: torture and execution. But for smaller, petty crimes, non-violent things, a simple shaming would do. And that is until the 12th or 13th century. This is when Europe's justice systems were becoming more centralized. Kings, parliaments, royal courts began taking authority from local manors and religious institutions. Now, when I say religious institutions, I mean singular small village churches rather than the great and powerful Holy Roman Empire, the Catholic Church, the Church, or even the Church of England, these churches that kind of encompassed the entire continent. They obviously punished very severely.
Yeah.
Punishment became less about personal morality and more about the offense against law and order. And this is when we first see the pillory, first appearing in France in the late 12th century, then spreading out to other parts of Europe. Its design was to represent a more refined evolution of public restraint. They consisted of sturdy vertical posts supporting 2 horizontal boards with holes cut for the necks and wrist. The upper board hinged so it could be lifted, allowing the offender's heads and hands to be placed through before being locked shut with an iron clasp or pin, just like with the stocks, but often set on a raised platform in a marketplace or town square. These were built of oak or other hard woods and reinforced with iron fittings, and it was more visible and imposing structure than the stocks, more theatrical, intended to display the offender at the crowd's eye level. So you're not looking, looking down there, right there in front of you. Now, while before, with moral or religious crimes, blasphemy, heresy, sexual misconduct, a person would spend some time in the stocks, pay a fine, maybe a fast. But after the introduction of the pillory and the rise of the church's judicial authority and the Inquisition, those same acts would get, while in the pillory, your face sliced. That was a weird way to say sliced. Your face sliced. Nice language, guys.
Sliced. A few too many H's thrown in there.
Your face sliced. Your ears or tongue cut off. Your body branded, whipped, or even put to death. They'd sometimes take your ear and nail it to the board that your head was through. And then instead of pulling out the nail when they removed it, they would either just rip your head out, ripping part of the ear off, or just cut your ear off altogether. So
bastards.
This is a dick move. All I said was, God damn it.
Imagine the shit they do, though. Like force feed you kale and crap like that. Yeah.
Now, before, when most trade was local and small scale, lying about your product or selling bad goods was a community issue. But by the 12th century, market guilds and urban trade networks started popping up. Fraud now threatened the system itself, and the pillory, along with all the punishments it carried, was the de facto sentence. In fact, the statute of the pillory in 1259 explicitly targets, quote, dishonest tradesmen. But fraud also included claiming to be someone you weren't. So in 1490, Perkin Warbeck, a Flemish-born adventurer, began claiming to be Richard the Duke of York, who was supposedly murdered in 1483. Like that guy you all thought was been dead for 7 years? It's me, bitches.
Yeah.
Now, hoping to fool enough to become the rightful heir to the English throne over Henry VII. Yeah, I mean he wasn't going small scale. He was going directly for the throne.
I hope he looked absolutely nothing like him, and they're sitting there with like this big ass painting of him sitting next to him, kind of like, huh?
It doesn't say if they looked alike, but you can kind of tell by the way everybody went out of, how certain people went out of their way to acknowledge him as the Duke of York, that he probably looked absolutely nothing like him, and they were just doing it to piss Henry off.
Nice.
Yeah.
God knows I love it when the good old monarchy of England get pissed off by something.
Oh yeah. He actually made it pretty far. Henry's aunt, Margaret of York, which would be a very close relation to Richard, recognized him as her nephew. Told everybody, oh yeah, no, this is my nephew. King Charles VIII of France welcomed him in, specifically to undermine Henry during the Breton Wars.
I was going to say, this is before glasses were invented, people. See, that's...
Everybody's blind. The lights aren't on in any of the rooms that they're in. The first thing he does when he walks into a room is blows out all the candles. It's like, it's me, hold on. Can't see with all this light. James IV of Scotland actually married him to Lady Catherine Gordon, a noblewoman, and provided him with an army to invade England in 1496.
Nice.
Like, I am the Duke of York. And he's looking at him going, no, you're not. But I got a bitch you can marry and an army you can take.
The guy probably just originally lied just to, like, get some free food or something. And it just went so far. Next thing he's about to lead an army into battle.
He was drunk at a bar. He wanted a burger.
Yeah.
It's like, we just closed down the kitchen. Oh, but I'm the Duke of York, man. Can you maybe pop it open? It's like the Duke, the one that died 7 years ago. Yeah, I've been out on like a walkabout.
Died of starvation from a lack of burgers. So feed me. Yeah,
I've been backpacking through Switzerland, dude. I'm back. You know.
Gotta go find myself, bruh.
Switzerland, bro. That's Switzerland, north of France and Germany, was what I found out on a podcast.
Did you say north of France and Germany?
Gotta go south to get there, man.
So Todd is in Switzerland. I was in Holland the whole goddamn time.
That's right. I was in Sweden with all the clogs and the windmills.
Yeah.
And the Go listen to our last episode if you want to know.
It was far flatter than I expected Sweden to be.
He tries on 3 separate attempts to seize the throne. He was eventually arrested and placed in the pillory at Palace Court in Westminster on June 14th, 1499, and then again the next day in Cheapside, where he was forced to read a confession that he was imposter, and obviously Henry later had him executed.
Did you say Cheapside?
That is how it was spelled.
Great name for like a Nicky. Yeah, I know exactly what that place is like. Back then,
it's just all mud roads and rodents. But
yeah,
I mean, that was
feces.
most of England back then. So
yeah.
Still
is.
But yeah, he he got pretty far. He carried this con on long enough to get an army given to him and a wife. So.
Keep his armies up his sleeves.
Yep, that's right.
One of the problems with growing a beard is proper beard care. Going on a website or even to a brick and mortar store and seeing dozens of different options, whether it be oils, washes, balms, lotions, razors, butters, or just a massive amount of different companies all trying to sell you virtually the same product with a different logo. It can be difficult and overwhelming.
And even worse... See, I already fucked it up. And even worse so if you're trying to buy beard products for someone else. Well, thebeardstruggle.com has made that process infinitely easier with their beard kits and bundles.
Anything from a simple oil kit that gives you day tonic and night elixir,
to the complete beard care bundle that gives you the day and night oils, beard shampoo, beard conditioner, beard balm, and the Viking Sea Mineral Beard Mask.
The beard growth bundle that comes with the Voxter Growth Accelerator and the Derma Roller.
To Cracky Shave Kit that gives you everything you need to keep your beard short and trimmed up.
To the mother of all beard kits, the Apex Bundle 2.0. That comes with 15 different products, including the heated beard brush and straightener.
And if you're still just not sure what bundle to get, you can take their beard routine quiz, and the Beard Struggle will tell you what the best beard care routine and products are for your specific beard type and price range.
The Beard Struggle takes the confusion out of what to get. Anyway, the Beard Struggle takes the... The reading the ad struggle. The Beard Struggle takes the confusion out of what to get for your beard or that special beard wearer in your life.
And the best part is, since it's a bundle, you save money.
And with our exclusive discount code, TORTURE19, that's TORTURE 19, you'll save even more, 19% at checkout. And with their 90-day money-back guarantee, you have absolutely nothing to worry about.
And since they never test on animals, you can feel good supporting an ethical company that also produces a quality product.
TheBeardStruggle.com. Do what's right for your beard. Do what's right for your face. Sort your fucking beard out. Today's episode is brought to you by podup.com.
Let's be honest, whether you want to admit it or not, you've probably thought at some point to start a podcast. Podcasts are fun. Podcasts are fun. You and I have a good time on here, Dan. Some of the
just get on, talk junk.
Yeah. I mean, it's some dark content. What we're talking about isn't necessarily fun, but we make it fun. We have a good time, and we would never even met each other if it wasn't for podcasts. So
that's true. Podcasts and Canadians.
You can podcasts and Canadians, little D&D thrown in there. I mean, change your life.
Well, there are about 5 million podcasts out there, and around 90% of those stop after just 3 episodes. That's including about 1.8 million that stop before they even start, which we know a thing or two about that, now, to be fair.
Yeah, we do, unfortunately.
Quite a few still on the drawing room floor. So.
Yeah. And of those that do get started and past that 3 episode mark, about 90% of those don't get past 20 episodes. And there's a reason. podcasting is hard. Well, successful podcasting is hard.
Yeah, it's not just sitting in front of a microphone and talking for an hour, even though sometimes that's what it is for me. It's recording, audio editing, video editing, social media, promotion, blah, 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 all the stuff that Kevin does.
And I do. And finding and paying for all that software to use can be just as big of a headache, not to mention expensive.
Well, with PodUp, you can have a one-stop shop for everything you need to take your podcast to the next level.
With 35 powerful modules with AI integration and one software, you can create, publish, grow, monetize, and manage your podcast with a simple, easy-to-use interface.
Everything from a site builder and recorder to editing for video and audio, live streams, blogs, and transcriptions.
Legal, newsletters, SEO.
Setting up shops, getting ads and sponsorships.
Managing your workflow, files, and even backing up your content.
Set up an account today and get 14 days free. And even schedule a demo with one of PodUp's podcasting experts to see how to start producing and monetizing your very own podcast.
And when you're ready, use our exclusive coupon code TORTURE15 for 15% off whichever package you decide to go with.
And if you're a professional that's even too busy for that, go to podallies.com.
Yeah, their done-for-you podcast production and marketing service will take care of the dirty work for you.
Dirty. We're talking websites, social media, editing work, SEO, all done for you. So you can just focus on being the star of the show, like me, and getting on with your day, unlike Kevin, who has to do all the work.
That's why everybody comes is for Dan. And this team of experts will use PodUp software to put your podcast on the map where it belongs. See, they're using PodUp software. It's all one big circle. It's always coming back around.
Like opposite of a square.
That's right.
There you go. So, go to podup.com and podallies.com and use our coupon TORTURE15 for 15% off. That's TORTURE15 for 15% off.
Podup.com, the ultimate podcasting platform. Now, in the early Middle Ages, slander was handled with fines or an honor price and time in the stocks. After the 12th century, defamation against officials or monarchs would become sedition, the pillory often used for libel or false accusations. Most famous case of that is that of Daniel Defoe, the author of Robinson Crusoe, second most translated book in the history after the Bible.
William's uncle. Or Willem's uncle? Willem Defoe.
Willem Defoe. I was like, well, I didn't know. Once you said Willem, I got it. William, I don't know who that is.
He's from Sweden or whatever.
Oh, that's right. That's why I wouldn't know.
Yeah, Clogtown, Sweden.
In 1702, he published a pamphlet called The Shortest Way with the Dissenters. In it, he mimicked the extreme rhetoric of high church Anglicans who despised Protestant dissenters. Although commonly seen as satire, Queen Anne didn't take kindly and had him arrested and sentenced to 3 days in the pillory and a 200-mark fine. About 71,883 pounds today, for seditious libel. It said that instead of trash and rocks, the crowd threw flowers at Defoe. Apparently he was a hero, and they threw just to see the Queen just standing there waiting for them to start throwing fucking shit and bricks and rocks, and all of a sudden they start throwing daisies and roses, and she's gonna be like, "You."
Now the roses would hurt.
Yeah, it's like, "You motherfuckers! I give him to you on a silver platter, and you want to do this to me?"
Yeah, fuck her. You hear that?
You hear that, Queen Anne? Wherever you are now, fuck you.
Yeah.
Now, before the 12th century, magic or sorcery was seen as superstition or ignorance, and the accused might spend time in the stocks or be excommunicated. But after the 12th century, witchcraft was defined as heresy, and the accused could spend time in the pillory while waiting for death.
Are these the Catholics now that are doing people in for witchcraft?
Yeah. Again, the stare to the camera. If they didn't die in the pillory itself, because as you sat for the stocks, victims were locked standing hunched over, head and hands restrained in the pillory. Muscles cramped, blood flow was restricted, necks strained, and hours of this could cause asphyxiation or stroke, especially in hot weather. And fainting was common. And if a person slumped forward, they could choke on the frame. It would fucking, crush their throat.
Okay, no.
And this wasn't like with the stocks where it was just, you're going to stand there for a couple hours. A lot of times people in the pillory, they stood there for days waiting. Now, sometimes the crowd would get way out of hand. Like
so boring.
Just your hands out here, be like, anybody got a phone?
Yeah, somebody get me a Nintendo DS and a copy of Pokemon Fire Red, please. I need to kill some time.
Well, technically, with your hands that far apart, you could play the Switch because those controllers come apart. You can just, Sometimes the crowds would get out of hand, like with Elizabeth Needham, and would be known to throw stones, bricks, dung, chamber pots, rotten vegetables, and even dead cats.
I was going to say, when you said dead, I was like, he's going to say cats.
You just imagine.
So quickly, go to the dead cat reserve. We got a guy in the fucking pillory again.
So we got any dead cats? They got this lady locked in the pillory. No, only the live ones.
Some guy walking around a basket. Get your cats. Get your cats here.
Get the dead cats. Just one cat's like, I'm not dead yet.
Get your cats.
Just imagine being locked in the pillory. There's a mud clot and then some shit, maybe a turnip, and then it's just, just a cat. That one was alive, damn it. Not if I throw it hard enough.
Jesus.
And they would sometimes take it upon themselves to attack the victims themselves. Like in 1732, John Waller, a man that had, quote, profited by swearing away the lives of innocent people, which pretty much just meant he was a witness for hire, was sentenced to stand in the pillory on a charge of perjury. As he stood there, a man named Edward Dalton leapt onto the platform and attacked Waller. Dalton's brother had been falsely accused of robbery and pointed out by Waller as the perpetrator, which resulted in the man's hanging. Dalton pulled Waller from the pillory and beat him to death.
Jesus.
I mean, tit for tat, I suppose. My brother's dead, so now are you.
Just run up and give him a kick in the knackers while he's...
kick right, yeah. I would have left him in the pillory and just came up behind him and just start kicking him right in the fucking taint. Just pop, pop, pop.
Throwing cats at his ass.
Take his pants out and just fuck crickets. Be like, they're not going to hurt you, but they're going to be uncomfortable for days.
Yeah. Pour a lot of chili down. That's what you do.
Just start feeding him hot peppers.
Oh, God.
In 1751, two men called Egan and Salmon were pillared in Smithfield for highway robbery prior to their imprisonment. The mob pelted them with turnips, potatoes, and stones in such an extent that in less than half an hour, Egan was struck dead by a stone, and Salmon received injuries which later proved fatal. Half an hour in the pillory, he's dead from getting a fucking rock to the head. Now, this isn't to say that the stocks and pillory were only European devices. They kind of were, but there were very similar devices found in other places around the world. The most famous equivalent was the cangue, used in the Tang Dynasty in 7th century China, all the way up to the early 20th. It consisted of a heavy wooden collar or board between 45 and 90 pounds, locked around the neck, sometimes several feet wide, making it impossible to feed oneself or lie down. Think Ash near the beginning of the Army of Darkness, where he's being marched along. He's got his hands in his head. That's pretty much that, except that was much lighter wood. These could be very heavy. Offenders often displayed in public spaces like markets, crossroads, or near temples with placards describing the crime. During Emperor Wuzong's persecution of Buddhism in 845 CE, the monks and nuns of Huchang were accused of refusing to return to lay life and were paraded in cangues through Chang'an. In the 16th century, the painter and poet Tang Yin was accused of cheating on the imperial examinations and was sentenced to wear a small cangue in public before being stripped of his scholar rank, even though he was innocent.
You need even smaller cangue on his wang. That's what he had.
In 1860, British consul Sir Harry Parkes wrote about seeing a man, quote, with a great board about his neck inscribed in Chinese with the word thief standing in the noon sun, unable to drink. Now, the cangue became so iconic that the Europeans in the 16th and 19th century often called them the Chinese pillory. Sometimes, unless a good Samaritan or family member or friend came by, the victim of the cangue, without a way to feed or water themselves, could die of dehydration or starvation. I think the cangue has quite a past, and we might actually do an episode on that on its own at some other time.
It was obviously too inhumane, so they eventually developed it into the Chinese finger trap.
That's
and
right.
Just people walking around like this. Afraid. It's like, somebody give me a drink. My fingers are stuck.
I mean, this is really inconvenient. Can you feed yourself? Yeah, with these fingers, but man, it's not going to be fun. It's not going to be fun.
Took away their ability to use chopsticks, you see, because you need that finger.
Yeah.
And they're like,
I can't do it with these. I'm going to die. What was that? What was that line in Hot Tub Time Machine? Going to turn her into a Chinese penis trap?
Oh, Jesus.
I don't know why that popped in my head.
And now Eiffel Tower.
Yeah. And of course, hands up, yeah!
Give me an A!
I don't know if I'll leave this in here or not, but this is some guy on social media said, so if you put it up her ass, and then you take your hand and put it up her vag, and you stroke yourself off through that little wall that's in between them, that's called a West Virginia hand puppet. He's like, and then if you do it the other way, that's just called a regular Virginia hand puppet.
Oh my God.
I had to tell that to my wife, and she was like, that's disgusting. Have you told Dan yet? I was like, oh, I'm waiting until tomorrow.
I like the way her first train of thought is, have you told Dan yet?
Yeah, that's all. Yeah. Anything that's weird or creepy or disgusting, she always wants to know if I've discussed it with you yet.
I approve.
Yes. Nice language, guys. And of course, the Europeans brought the device to wherever they colonized. They brought them to India and Southeast Asia and set them up in jails and towns. In Africa, they were introduced to places like Ghana, Sierra Leone, Nigeria, Kenya, and South Africa from the 17th to 19th century, becoming a symbol of colonial discipline, used to punish Africans for infractions like tax evasion or minor disobedience.
Or their skin color, I assume.
Yeah. More than
likely. We all know what happened over there, but anyway.
Yeah, I doubt the white South Africans had to worry too much about getting put in the stocks or the pillory, but that's a
pesky
show.
Dutch again.
Which actually we kind of covered that in our necklacing episode, but yeah. Then there is the Americas. A form of the stocks and pillory existed.
You're stuck like that.
A form of the stocks and pillory existed in a sense before the Europeans brought them over. Many indigenous societies used reparative or restorative justice over corporal punishment. The Aztecs would use a wooden frame to restrain someone before penance or sacrifice. So there's a big difference there.
The Americans used it to restrain a pig before deep fat frying it.
That's right. God damn it, we still do.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I'm hungry. Put that pig in the pillory.
This baby could deep fat fry an entire cow in 30 seconds. Oh, yeah.
But when the colonists did finally bring the devices over, they were used extensively. Arriving in North America on English, Spanish, Portuguese, and French ships in the 16th and 17th centuries, they would become standard fixtures in towns and forts, placed, just like in Europe, in public squares, near churches, or outside courthouses. And the tools used to shame people as a form of moral correction fit right in with the Puritans in New England, punishing, quote, sins of disorder that threaten communal harmony, and townsfolk of all ranks, except the elite, could end up in the stocks. Records from 1630 to 1700 mention drunkards, scolds, slanderers, petty thieves, and cheats. In fact, the very first victim of the stocks in Plymouth Colony in 1632 was Edward Palmer, who was fined £5 and sentenced to sit in the stocks for the crime of, Dan, can you take any guess what his crime was that got him put in the stocks?
This is early colonization.
Early colonization.
So they're all
yes.
English.
Pretty much.
All right, it's probably for not having a tomato with his full English fry.
I mean, that is...
And then saying, but I wanted a full Irish, so...
Yeah. He was put in the stocks for the crime of overcharging the colony for building the town's very first set of stocks.
That's brilliant.
I'm going to charge you...
Poetic justice.
That's way too expensive. We'll pay it, and then you'll sit in the stock.
Yeah, we'll pay it, but you got to use it.
Tell you what, make you a deal. We'll pay you for it, but you got to test them out first. In the records of the colony of New Plymouth in New England in 1632, quote, "It is ordered that Edward Palmer shall pay £5 fine for taking excessive wages for the building of the stocks, and shall be set an hour in the stocks himself." So again, it was an hour. It's not like, he's living there for the rest of it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a fucking hour. Just long
he's
enough
totally worth it.
Throw a dead cat at him.
Ah, God, it's really funny though.
It is, yeah. I found that hilarious when I first read it. I was like, this is fucking great. It immediately reminded me of the Brazen Bull. Like the guy who builds it was the first one it's used on. Here, test it out. Just pushes it. In 1650, I was looking at 1650, and I was looking at the name Mary, and it became 16 Fairy.
Oh, all right, I thought you were going to say like 16 Fahrenheit. And 16 Fahrenheit. That's how Americans tell years now.
Yes. That's how we describe years in Fahrenheit, and we describe length and how tall a giraffe is. Like that football field's 19 giraffes long. In 1650, Mary Johnson was sentenced to be publicly whipped while in the stocks for theft and idle behavior. I mean, she's a really bad thief if she just takes something and stands there.
It's just like,
this is mine. Come on with me. You're going to the stocks. For what? Well, for one, you stole something. But even worse
for two,
than that,
you're just standing there.
You just stood there. Like you own the place. They spread away from the New English colonies to the Middle colonies. In New Amsterdam, which is New York now, in 1658, Jan van Leyden was sentenced to the pillory for 2 hours with a sign describing the fraud of selling watered-down beer. And in Pennsylvania in 1703...
That became Budweiser. Yeah.
And in Pennsylvania in 1703, a Quaker woman was placed in the stocks for 2 hours in the town square for being a scold. The worst punishment of all.
With that little face.
Oh. Now, during the witchcraft scare that spread across the colonies, the stocks and pillory were used mainly for accused persons before trial or for those convicted of lesser offenses tied to witchcraft, like fortune-telling. And while those convicted of witchcraft were usually hanged, those that confessed or recanted might face public humiliation in the stocks instead of death. Like Alice Lake, quote, Alice Lake, being much suspected for witchcraft and sundry unchristian practices, is ordered to stand in the stocks before the assembly until further examination. From the Salem Town Records in 1656. And, of course, they were used against slaves and indentured servants, especially in the South. A slave named John Smith, probably not his real name, was placed in the stocks 2 hours and whipped in 1661 Virginia for trying to run away from his master. 1737 South Carolina, a slave named Cato was placed in the stocks overnight and flogged the next morning for, quote, disobedience and insolence towards overseers. So, I imagine they got much more violent than that.
Seemed to be literally anything. Get them in the stocks.
Yep.
Stuffed tomato, that's a paddling. Looked at him sideways, that's a paddling. Wasn't doing anything, that's a paddling. It's doing too much, that's paddling.
That's paddling. You got to get right in that sweet spot. Do it just enough. Now, fortunately, the pillory was officially abolished in 1837 under the Punishment of Offense Act, the last recorded use on June 22nd, 1830, on one Peter James Bossy at the Old Bailey for perjury. The stocks, never formally being abolished, fell out of use in the mid-1800s. The last use in England was around 1865 in Newbury on a drunkard. And in America, most states abolished them between 1789 and 1839, Delaware retaining its longest until 1901, the stocks rarely being used after 1830. However, the city of Dermot, Arkansas, which of course it's Arkansas.
God damn you, Arkansas.
Passed a curfew law in 1989, punishable by up to 30 days in jail for the offender and 2 days in the stocks for the offender's parents. Only problems were, 1, the city didn't have a set of stocks anywhere in town, and 2, They had never allocated funds to build one, so the punishment was never enforced.
Nice. Just hand them a bucket and be like, hey, put your head in this for a minute. Like, that'll do.
No, it's Arkansas. You hand them their cousin and say, you cannot have sex with her, and you just watch them just explode.
Damn hillbillies.
So you know why rednecks love Halloween so much? Because they can pump kin.
Yeah. Nice.
Isn't it?
That's a good
Dan,
one.
any pop culture, which, I mean...
Oh, apologies.
No, you're fine.
It's in just about anything that has ever taken place in any form of medieval time and stuff like that. So
it's like when we come to the Hanging Coffin, they're fucking ever. It was fucking
yeah, so a couple of good examples there. There's Nightmare Before Christmas has it. The 2001 PG-13 classic, A Knight's Tale, also has them.
Is that with Heath Ledger? Is that the one with Heath Ledger? Yeah,
it is. There's a couple of examples, probably the most well-known movies, I'd say, that probably have it in it. I'm double checking on IMDb to make sure if there's any more, which there are plenty. Mm-hmm. But like the Addams Family would have had it. Guarantee you, it would have had it. And there's been many a cartoon with it as well. It's Hunchback of Notre Dame, or Notre Dame, whatever way you want to pronounce it. Definitely has it.
I the old English in Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
Ah, well, there you go.
Yeah.
Then the Hunchback of Notre Dame. Apparently Kung Fu Panda as well. So
the main bad guy in the very first Kung Fu Panda, wasn't he? In
the big tigery guy, yeah.
Which is almost more of a cangue than a pillar, than just a straight pillar.
He puts a thingy into one, though. Doesn't he? The old master guy.
It's a possibility.
Gets put into one of them.
I don't remember the movie that well.
Right. Yeah, well, anyway. There's
years. Yeah, you
quite
all
a
know
number of examples. Yeah.
I would say we've seen more pillories in pop culture than we have stocks.
But everybody calls it a stock, though.
Yeah, they call them the stock, stocks and pillory or whatever, but the two different things. But I think we've seen more of the actual pillory, even though they call them the stocks.
I'm sure Monty Python probably had it as well, did it?
Oh God, I would imagine there were some in Holy Grail.
Holy Grail, yeah.
Yeah, I would almost guarantee that there was some in Holy Grail at some point.
Most likely.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you to our patrons: Willow Quinn Fowler, Sam. What's that? Is it Beer? And MCAT. You can sign up as well at patreon.com/torturepod. 1 week of our cult leader tier for free. Connect with us on all the socials at torturepod. Email us, torturepod@gmail.com. Tell us, give us your comments. Let us know that we need to quit cursing so much and stop talking about D&D. Buymeacoffee.com/torturepod to donate. Redbubble.com/people/torturepod for all the merch. And, of course, Pride merch profits donated to the Trevor Project. Go rate and review wherever you can. Also, thank you to our sponsors. You can support us by supporting them. As far as the merch goes, we have the logo with the flags in the back. Thinking about doing one for some of the Latin communities, like the Mexican flag, and then any of those sold, maybe donate those to one of the many, I don't want to say charities, but one of the many action groups that's trying to fight all this bullshit that's going on with, ICE and all that. Fuck ICE.
Yeah.
I take my whiskey neat. Fuck ICE.
You should do one with the Finnish flag as well, considering the amount of Finnish listeners we seem to have.
On Spotify, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I guess that's just the de facto for Finland is Spotify, and that's where I don't know.
That's where I get all my podcasts.
Not me. Not me. I get them at other places.
Well, still use Podbean the odd time.
If you're from Finland and you want to let us know. Do you use Spotify? Is that the only one you use? Is Spotify hold the monopoly for podcasts in Finland? Is that why everybody uses
Don't
Spotify?
know. I said they're all too busy being rally drivers and stuff like that too. You know, I hope it's Kimi Räikkönen. That's our listener over there. Kimi, if it's you, reach out, boy. Just saying.
There you go. Hint for our next episode. This will only hurt like hell for a few minutes, then it'll all be over. Dan, any words of wisdom?
Yeah, right. I appreciate opinions. I want opinions. I want people to tell us their opinions. But if you're going to have an opinion, right, make sure it's at least makes kind of sense. If you get me, right? So you don't see me on the weekend turning on the Formula One as I do every time it's on and complain about the amount of racing cars that are in the fucking show.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I know I'm turning on a racing car show. So, if you jump onto a podcast called Torture, don't go expecting happiness and rainbows. And when we try to make it about happiness and rainbows by joking about stuff, you know, you're kind of missing the point if that's the problem you have with it, if you get me. So...
feels like they're making a joke out of this whole subject. Well,
yeah.
We're trying to make it so people don't want to jump off a bridge after listening to the episode.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
so
it's trying to...
horrible. Which I gotta tell you, I've started looking into our next like big series, like we did Rape and Dan King, Paul Bernardo, the next big series, and it's just as depressing as for the Rape of Dan King. So we're probably gonna have to do the whole coming up with jokes to tell during it again. That'll be a little ways down the road. Still working on getting all the information for it, but when we get there, yeah, it's gonna be not so much fun for a lot. So
we should do an episode that's all filler and no killer.
Yeah.
We're talking for the 2 hours.
Eventually, we will just put out. It'll be like when South Park. Also, it'd be like watching South Park and then getting pissed off because it's offensive. It's kind of the point of South Park. But it'd be like that South Park April Fool's Day where they were supposed to reveal Cartman's father, and then instead they did an entire Terrence and Phillip episode instead to fuck with everybody. You're going to come here thinking you're going to get educated, and it's just going to be me and Dan doing banter and taking the Lord's name in vain and talking about D&D. Yeah. So it'll happen. Eventually I'll want to record, but I won't want to do the actual work put into the research, and we'll just have a banter episode.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah, you're going to deal.
We can do that episode we talked about for so long, the torture a la carte thing.
Yeah.
Let's talk about food. Like how I had a bulgogi burrito today for lunch. You know?
A bulgogi burrito?
Yeah, bulgogi beef. Look at bulgogi beef. You should make bulgogi beef. You'll like it. I made it for dinner yesterday.
I've never had it.
I had leftovers, so I made it into a burrito today for lunch. And
some
it was
cheese? Did you put
delicious.
Cheese on it?
Yeah. Rice, cheese, hot sauce. Got the big boy wraps.
I feel like I should know what this is. What's bulgogi beef?
That's basically like beef that's been marinated. Like, you cut it really thin. Slice like you get like a steak.
Sure.
Cut it real thin slice and marinate it in the base of the marinated soy sauce. And
okay.
Then you cook it like really high temperature.
Sear it real good.
Like kind of sear it real good, yeah. And like I basically way I had to do it yesterday was I had a second pot sitting there that was on real low just to keep it warm while I was cooking it in batches, you know. And you just serve that shit up with some rice. You know, it's good. Recommend not using dark soy sauce. I prefer dark as a rule, but there's an awful lot that goes into it. So I did like a 50-50 split between light and dark. Recommend going more light than that because it gets very...
Dark is intense. Yeah, dark can be intense. Yeah.
So I'd say minimum 2/3 light.
Yeah.
You know.
If you don't mind your salt intakes, dark soy sauce is fine, but yeah.
Yeah, an awful lot of this stuff cooks off. You don't go pouring the fucking red. Like, I always left it a big fucking bowl full of soy sauce.
Yeah.
So, But anyway, yeah. So I'll send you a video actually where the first version of I made, because I went on a thing of making tons of things in pastry for a while there. So I'll send you on a video after this. But yeah, here we go. That's
I'll have to look into it.
Yeah,
we'll try that one of these days.
Yeah, and for people who do actually care about D&D, we're playing next week.
We are. We're debating on whether or not we're going to record and put it out. I would love to record it and just put it out on like the Patreon or something.
Yeah, I've already cleared with the other people that they're cool with us.
Yeah, everybody else is okay with it. Only problem is I don't know what's going to happen with my schedule. Have a lot of things moving. No point in really getting into it now, but some things might happen later on, and it might keep us.
He's transitioning. He just doesn't want you to know yet.
It might keep us from recording as much as what we'd like, and keep me from playing. However, with that said, if you do play and I can't play, this is still your show. If you record it, we could just throw it onto the Patreon. I'm fine with just putting it. I'm fine just putting it on raw, no edits. Just let everybody listen to the fucking chaos of what a D&D game actually is. Because you listen to these D&D podcasts, or you watch, YouTube or whatever, and you see the very finely polished games, transitions. They skip over all the filler. Now, you want to know what a D&D game's like? We'll just throw it up raw. You could see a half an hour of middle-aged men thinking, going, can I?
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. Give me a minute, and then you hear flipping through pages.
Yeah. And it's
one person.
If I move 5 feet to the left, can I still cast a divine smite on that guy and get my extra damage dice by moving 300 degrees semi-clockwise? Shit like that. And you're sitting there with fucking protractors and everything then, and you're like, here, dude, where's... Lucky enough, I just be like, yeah.
You hear one guy flipping through the pages of his D&D book. Another guy's just over there just rolling dice for no reason because they're bored.
Clicky-clack, clicky-clack.
Because they're in the middle of battle, and battle, ironically, is probably the most boring part of D&D.
It is when you're waiting, yeah. And it's funny because we were slagging our good friend Phil Better about the last time when we were playing and we had it on the virtual tabletop simulator. And I had set up all these rooms, just for anybody who gives a shit, right? I downloaded all these different things where I got this cool table, and I had it so as that if people wanted to roll dice, there was like bags of dice there, you could pick whatever you wanted, but then there was tons of things around the table just for visual effect. Like there was a big ass dragon, and there was all sort of shit. And I can't remember what it was I was describing at the time, but I know I was setting a scene for something. And we're sitting there, and the next thing you just see this fucking dragon and all this sort of shit just fly sideways, and I hear I just feel going, oh, oops.
He's just over there picking up random
everywhere.
Things off the table.
He's like wondering what you can mess around with.
Oh, bored.
He locked down a wall for one of the things I built in it as well, like one of the maps, which was really funny. But he's just picking up anything random he could. So we're gonna go in such a method that Phil can't do that to me again.
Yeah, no, we gotta start working on the true crime. Christmas time true crime this year. We gotta get Phil back.
Oh yeah, I gotta do something.
All right. We'll talk more about this in the after show. Everybody, take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. We'll see you.
Ciao.
Thank you.